1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Hey, what's up, T-Mac?
Oh, snap.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, doing
I
wonderful.
feel like we should set. It's episode 1. We want to welcome you all to D.A.T morning show.
That morning show, that morning
right.
show.
It's so early in the morning. I got my shades on. Right?
So how did your morning routine go today, Tyler?
My morning routine. My morning routine was a little different because I wasn't at home. I was in a hotel room visiting you.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out exploring the Ozarks a little bit.
That's right.
Well, it's good to see you, man.
You know what's it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. You know what's interesting about doing this is it's always nerve-wracking at first, but no one ever watches the first episode of any podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Except the die-hard fans.
Yeah, our moms are going to love it, though. Our moms are totally going to love it.
Our moms and my parole officer will be real interested in what I'm saying on here.
We're going to get the banana cam back going.
How's our levels doing? Let's see. That's right on the mic. I don't know how often we're going to be right on it. I might do one of these. Let's get in the habit. Let's see. I'm channel 2.
Channel 2.
Channel 2. And I tell you, in the future...
Everybody gets Channel 2, so you're going to be super popular, bro.
In the future... Oh, that's a little hot now. In the future, we're going to have some... we're going to have some headphones.
Yeah.
Because we got a headphone jack. We need a splitter. And that way, we can hear each other in the headphones. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So...
Yeah.
That'll be an upgrade. But
grow as you go.
Grow as you go. So most important thing is we're showing up and we're putting some time on wax. It's the most important thing.
That's right. That is definitely the most important thing.
That's the most important thing.
But you know what people think the most important thing is?
What's that, Abe?
Power. What is power?
A lot of people do think that's an important thing. What is power? Something to think about.
I mean, people, that's what people are fighting about right now, right? That's what everybody's fighting about?
I believe so. Yeah.
But does anybody know what it is?
You know, that is a very good question.
Can we look that?
What is it exactly? I heard actually to be serious for a minute, I heard a Wikipedia definition of politics, and I really liked it. It said politics is wherever two people try to get a third person to do something.
That just happened, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
No, I'm talking 5 seconds ago when I was like, hey, can you look up the definition of power? I was looking at our invisible assistant back there, you know. Big JR with his big budget podcast. He's got the assistant. Mm-hmm. Jamie!
Oh, yeah.
Look it up!
Look it up. We need you got to make money to get a Jamie, I think.
That's what we're here for.
How much do you think, I honestly wonder this, how much do you think Jamie gets paid on Joe Rogan?
Oh, Jamie gets paid.
Yeah.
Does he ever? Shoot.
How much, though? How much you think? You think $100,000 a year? Because how much you think Joe Rogan makes off that podcast?
$100,000 a year is not what it used to be. $100,000 a year is like I can buy my laundry soap and my groceries and put gas in the car and not not worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I tell you what, your levels are looking pretty good. Here, keep talking. I'm going to adjust a little bit. Tell me about $100,000.
We should be using our Google bot to answer these questions for us. So, oh man, I would think he would make at least $300,000, right?
Yeah, that sounds more like it. 300. I think maybe even 500, maybe $500,000 for Jamie. Because
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you're good. How much do you think the whole podcast, the whole Joe Rogan podcast, pulls in a year?
Oh my goodness, man!
$100 million. Well, he got a huge Spotify deal, and it was in the hundred millions of dollars.
These are numbers that I don't deal with them, and I'm not even sure they exist, bro.
But I think we kind of like totally stepped on this joke, but I think we could get Joe on the podcast.
Yeah, we definitely can get Joe on the podcast. That's no issue.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of our guests. You guys want to like and subscribe for that so you don't miss Joe Rogan on D.A.T Morning Show.
Here's the definition of power. The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality.
The ability to do something or act in a particular way? That's what power is?
The ability to do something or act in a particular way. So the ability to do something. I guess it's like, though, when you think about power, you really think about having power over other people. You know what I mean? Getting other people to do what you want.
Control.
Yeah.
So that's what everybody's fighting about? They want more people doing what they want?
I guess so.
Well, what a silly thing to fight about. Can't we all just get along?
I don't know. I heard today that the UPS drivers just went on strike, and they secured $49 an hour to be a UPS driver. And I was listening to another very popular podcast on the internet, Valuetainment. The kind of conservative guys. You ever watch that one?
I've never seen it.
I think it's Patrick Bet David or whatever. They're some of my favorite conservatives, but on issues like this, they were. I didn't particularly agree with what they were saying. They were against UPS drivers getting paid $49 an hour because they said that amount that they were paid, they were going to raise how much it costs for stuff to get shipped to your house. And so you were going to suffer because their workers get paid more. And I didn't buy that because that's always the owner way to look at it. Or the way that you could also... the owners could take a cut in profits and absolutely nothing would change.
Yeah, that's right.
And those companies have made unbelievable, ungodly record profits in the past couple of years, especially during COVID. I mean, that's all they were doing was shipping stuff. But they want to portray it as like $49 an hour is a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
Even though like back in the 50s that was like a normal, like adjusted for inflation, that's probably about what people were making because you could support a whole family with just the dad working, right?
Yeah.
You almost always drove a brand new car.
Yeah.
You always took a vacation. Everyone owned their own home, right? And now that's considered unheard of. They want you to drive for Grubhub.
Yeah, I was having this conversation the other day with a Vietnam vet, and he was telling me, I don't know what you're worried about. Just go, your car's messed up. Just go buy a brand new car. Like, I don't know if you don't got a job by next week, just move to St. Louis. There's plenty of jobs around there. You know, it's like I wish it worked that way. I wish it were little more possible
Yeah,
for.
it's just so easy to like uproot your whole family and just go wherever you need to go. It's very simple to do. I don't know what you're complaining about.
I don't even know that many people that drive new cars anymore.
No, it's kind of funny because people are having trouble now getting used cars.
They're gonna have to stop making them. That's the only answer.
So that is a good question, Dave. Are we gonna call this? Is this episode 0? Episode 1?
Oh, this can be episode 1.
Okay.
This is a good episode 1.
Yeah, I think so. So, Dave, what is this podcast about?
Well, if I'm being honest with you, I don't want to overthink it too much.
Yeah? It's about waking up early and getting on that grind.
That's right.
Right?
It is about...
Right now it's 7:30 a.m.
We're doing great.
Here in Missouri. This is me and Dave are always up very early. Always before the sun comes up. Always. Right, Dave?
I forgot this was the morning show, but yeah, we're here. And
it's very early in the morning.
If I seem a little preoccupied, I'm just trying to balance a camera that's also showing me what's in reverse as I'm trying to follow the conversation. But I'm here for you. So you asked me what the podcast is about?
Yeah.
It's about everything and nothing. Let's keep it at that. No,
a little time check. Hang on.
What does it mean to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a short segment here called What Does It Mean to Me while Tyler figures it out.
So right now it's 7:37. 8:37. 8:30. That'll be a late one.
Are we getting started late?
Yeah, we got started a little late. We got started at 7:30.
Well, here, man, let's get on beat real quick. Let's just get on beat real quick. Give us a second.
All right.
This is our first day on the job. I really needed a job, so this is actually this is actually right where we were talking about.
Get this drum. I'm gonna point it down at the drum.
This is actually exactly what we were talking about, Tyler.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this? Episode 1.
What's the purpose? What's the purpose of anything?
The purpose is, we have these bananas for sale. You need potassium and we want you to send us $500 and we'll send you 2 ripe bananas.
Yeah.
It's about pursuing our dreams, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody don't know the details of, how I wound up here. And so I got a good connect here. And he's gonna employ me. So he's one of those really straightforward Southern Baptist people that he's now getting into politics, and I'm trying to support him.
Who's that?
And he's supporting me at the same time. I was out of work, and now I have this job here at
That morning show.
That morning show. Good
morning, everybody.
That's it.
Now, in case you don't know, That morning show is a part of On Top Productions. This is Ozarks on Top Productions, and we're gonna we kind of think of this as the Ozark version of the Wu-Tang Clan, right?
Woo woo.
Davey Smith here and myself, we'll be involved in many different projects, major feature films, documentaries. We're gonna have at least 5 hip hop albums featuring Dave and myself and our assorted talent.
Yeah.
And
Nicki Minaj is going to be on the show, everybody.
So
just as a friend, though.
yeah.
Just as a friend.
What do you think, Dave? Do you think we should like tell people who we are, or should we let them just kind of figure that out as it goes along? Or
yeah. So let's do that. Let's introduce ourselves. This is Dat Morning Show with David. Say hi, David.
Hi, David.
And Tyler.
Yo, what's
hi.
up? Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. So people want to watch this show. We're really big in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that funny accent they always talk in? Yeah, that was us. They got that.
We had
from
an
us.
act before this called The Streets.
Perfect. Yeah.
We used to be in the streets, but it didn't quite work out. We lost the accent and they kicked us out because we just couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, but seriously, mate, that is something that we should touch on, is the fact that we have been working on various projects like this for a very long time. What would you say our first major project was? Maybe around 7th grade when the Whimsical Wisps formed.
Yeah, we used to be in a band together called the Whimsical Wisps. That was early 2000s, I'd say. 2003, 4, that era. There was another big band at that time called The Strokes, and we went on tour with The Strokes a few times. But we moved on to bigger and better things like teaching high school.
Oh, I was gonna teach you. I was gonna run you through med certification before I let you start. But I heard that you just passed your big test.
I did. It's very funny. I am now a certified pharmacist technician. That last word really kind of steals some of the thunder there. But you know what? It was still, for an English teacher from Missouri, that was a very difficult test, David. And I would tell you some of the questions on it, but I agreed with Pearson Testing Center that I would not divulge any of their testing secrets. There was a question about the drug Lyrica, and
we can't say that.
We'll leave it at that. So
we can't say that.
Know all about Lyrica. Ask your doctor about Lyrica if you have fibromyalgia. And that's a question, Dave. Do you know what fibromyalgia is?
You know, a doctor told me I had it one time, but no, I have no idea. I figured it was some kind of blanket term that means you have pain in more, 2 out of 4 quadrants?
You just had some
3.
some passing fibromyalgia, like.
Oh, I don't think it's passing. I think it's just, we go about things a little different, us Smiths.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't say that that's on that test, but I probably need to figure out what fibromyalgia is, because I'm gonna hand people medicine for it. So,
all right. I'm gonna currently put this camera down so I can pay attention to the podcast, I guess. You know, I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Right.
So just
Well, I think it'd be interesting.
Quick goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I think.
Goodbye.
I think a big part of this is
Working out the kinks.
Working out the kinks, and I was telling Dave, like, I think a lot of starting a podcast, if any of you out there want to start one, it's just getting it down. Like, just sitting down, doing it, and keeping doing it, staying in front of people until you find an audience. Or you don't. Like, I was telling Dave earlier, I don't really care. It's cool if people watch this, but I'm kind of doing this for me, honestly.
It's all about us, Tyler.
Yeah, it really is. Like,
It's even in the name of the show.
Yeah, it's D.A.T Morning Show, Dave and Tyler Morning Show, and
don't miss Tyler and Dave at night. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Tyler and Dave at night.
we'll have to get that going.
Yeah.
Tad.
Yeah. It's
Tad at
It's
night.
a tad bit corny, but we're dads now. We can make dad jokes.
Absolutely.
That's a thing. You know how many dad jokes rolled through my head today?
A lot.
At least 2 of them. So,
Tell me one.
oh no. So, let's see here. It was on the tip of my tongue. That's what she said. I see how quick I had to come up with that joke.
You did that.
This is a pro. This is a pro at work here.
This podcast just became PG-13.
Did it?
I don't know. I mean, that's in your mind. That's in your mind. I will say, whenever I try to make a "that's what she said" joke, it always comes out like a "that's what he said" joke.
Oh yeah.
I can never make them.
Because she would never actually say that.
No,
She would never actually say
no.
that.
But I always say, like, whenever I try to say "that's what she said," it always comes out. It always comes out gay, and then I'm like, wait, that's not right. That's backwards.
The preferred fragrance of used to be Louisiana, now the
This'll cover
Ozarks.
us up. There's no gay person would ever spray off bug spray on themselves like that.
It's just
So I think we're covering it up. So
we're doing okay.
yeah, episode 1.
Well, we've known each other a long time, haven't we?
We have. We've known each other. I knew Dave I was in kindergarten with this man.
We were in kindergarten.
We were in kindergarten together. We'll have to put those pictures up on the podcast sometime.
Oh.
And I
yeah.
just turned 36, so I've known you 30 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't guess I've ever thought about that. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
30 years.
So what was I like in kindergarten? Do you remember?
Not really. I first knew you in 3rd grade. That's when I started paying attention to who you were. And I thought you were insane, honestly.
Oh, wow. In 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we walked home once, and I was kind of one of those kids that was like scared of everything,
Yeah.
and you didn't really seem to be.
Right.
And you were telling me you had older brothers, like much older brothers, and you were telling me about this incredibly violent video game. You told me about 2 of them. There was like
Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria.
I still have to get on YouTube and just look up Phantasmagoria, the guillotine scene.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in 2nd grade when I first saw the Phantasmagoria. And,
Wow.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you told me it was Phantasmagoria, and I believe it was Police Squad. Was Police Squad?
Quest, yeah.
And you said Police Quest.
You just type in whatever you want.
You said you could type in whatever you wanted, and the game would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest. At the time, I didn't believe you, but I believe you now. I believe you now.
Yeah, well, whatever you could do and whatever you could type at that point, I mean, is way different now. Now we have Google, but then it was like you're a police and you get back to the station and you can type in, your female partner is in the shower, she just got off her shift, and you can like type in, approach your partner or whatever. And, it'd be like hey, you're a little over the boundaries.
Right.
I guess Sims was the first kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm not a huge gamer, but Sims was the one that everybody started talking about after that.
Yeah. I get that. No, that's when I first met you, but we didn't really hang out much at the time.
Right.
We had, let's see. I was thinking, I have a memory at that time in second grade, and we should probably send this to LaRue. This would be a bad...
No, we're going to call him pretty soon.
Yeah.
So.
But he swears, I don't know if it's true or not, but he says he brought a BB gun to school in his backpack.
Oh, yeah?
And I turned him in.
Oh.
But I don't remember doing that.
Back in those days.
Although I really don't know in that scenario who's in the wrong.
Back in those days.
Well, that was pre-Columbine, so.
Yeah. I mean, that was.
It really wasn't.
It was risque, but it was not like.
No,
today,
not like now.
Like, that's something everybody carried pocket knives to school.
Yeah, now it'd be an end of days scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you can't even take a paint scraper to school. I don't know how you're going to scrape your paint, but yeah, so I really started hanging out with you, Dave, in 7th grade when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out. I think, because you started coming over and you play NFL Blitz.
That's right.
And we play Grand Theft Auto. And ladies and gentlemen, this man right here was by far the funniest kid in our high school.
Well, thanks, Tyler.
And I try to hang out with him every single day because you'd make me laugh so much. Yeah. And I didn't even think I was funny because I grew up with you. And then when I went away to college, a bunch of people thought I was funny. It's funnier the higher I went in college, the funnier they thought I was, because once you get to grad school, like a lot of those people have never been funny in their entire lives.
Yeah.
And so they thought I was wild, and I was like, you guys don't even know. You should go back to Salem and hang out with some of my friends. Like, I'm not wild at all.
People from the Ozarks, and especially from Salem, really, really stand out of a crowd. Just very, very unique people. You got to think. I didn't realize a lot of it until I moved to California, but you got to think you have like wild trends coming at you from every direction of the country, and all meeting up in the middle of our hometown about 10, 15 years too late.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time the trends get to us, like they've already cycled through, and now we're the trendsetters. We're the trendsetters because we're showing up in Washington D.C. Places like this.
So they've recycled back, and we're just kind of bringing it back to them if we head back to the coast.
Yeah, you're ahead of it
because it's like a circle.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you, the claim to fame where we lived for a long time was Swag Stock Music Festival.
Yeah.
It was right down by the river. That's the best part about growing up in Salem, is you're growing up right on the river. But Swag Stock Music Festival is a Grateful Dead tribute band, and people would travel from all around the country to come to Salem to watch the Swag play.
That's right.
I actually... One of the craziest experiences of my life, I was in Northern California, and I could see the Pacific Ocean, and I was at this gas station in the middle of nowhere, and I ran into this shoeless hippie dude outside of the gas station. He's like, "Where y'all from, man?"
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no way you'll know where I'm from."
Yeah.
He's like, "Chime in, man." I was like, "I'm from Salem, Missouri." It's like a town of like 5,000 in southeast Missouri. And he goes, "Swag Stock, man."
Right.
Swag, dude. I've been to Salem. I was like, what in the world?
It was becoming one of the biggest tourist events. One of the biggest. And this is such a good thing to bring up right now, because you were mentioning Ozarks on Top, which for the people out there listening, Ozarks on Top is just a group of us guys that got together. We're all interested in shining a spotlight on local music, local art, and the culture of the Ozarks. And so, but there was something before Ozarks on Top, which was called Green Light Magazine. I don't know if you know much about the Green Light Magazine, but since you brought up the festival, Swag Fest, I'll go ahead and tell you about Green Light Magazine, because that kind of morphed into Ozarks on Top later down the road.
Okay.
So Green Light, I'm sitting at home one day. My friend calls me up, and I say, "Hey, Mike, what are you doing?" He said, "Hey, you got to get up here to the crossroads." I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" He's like, "So there's all these rainbows coming through and all these hippies coming through, and he's like, they're trying to get to Swagfest and they don't know how to get there." Now, this is before like GPS and cell phones were everywhere, you know. And so he takes a piece of paper and draws this van full of people a map. They toss him like a joint or something, as, you know, "Thanks, man." And he tells me this, and I just instantly am like, okay, well, this is what we need to be doing. So I get this idea to like mass produce these little maps, which are maps to get around the drug checkpoints and on the back roads and get to Swagstock without getting caught, and then have some other places on the map that are like cool chill spots, you know, on the river where you're not going to draw too much attention to yourself and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, that was back in the day, because Swagstock is no more. What was the owner of Swag? Was it Jimmy Trombino? Was that his name?
Yeah, Joey Trombone. You're right.
Joey Trombone, something like that.
No, I don't know. But just for the feds watching, I never did make any dollars off of these maps. It was just an idea.
Don't worry about that.
Just an idea. No,
no
money was made.
You don't want to. It's statute of limitations, Dave. You're safe. But I saw Edward Snowden on. It's slipping my mind. What's his name? He's got long hair. He was in like Get Him to the Greek. He does a political show now. What's his name?
How he wears pink.
Yeah, he does. He's very
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, we love you.
Love you, Russell. We'll have you on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna have Russell Brand and Joe Rogan on the same podcast, probably.
I think your mom's gonna be real excited about this one, Tyler.
Is it Tom Cruise?
Hoda and Jenna on the show.
Okay.
Hoda and Jenna are going to be on the show.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a shame.
Okay.
I think while you're at work, Tyler,
okay.
I'm at home. You know, I'm at home. Wake up. Try to brush and floss, try to get that good routine going, maybe a little prayer for mental clarity, maybe a little meditation.
Are you working out a Mr. Mom routine lately?
I am officially a stay-at-home mom!
Okay, that's sick, dude. Woo! You're living the lifestyle. I love to see that. I'm very into men's rights.
It's so hard.
And
it is hard, bro.
You know, I think it's one of those like circle type issues. Like I think you're 10 years ahead of a lot of men.
That's right. I think
you're
right.
I think you're just a trendsetter, as you've always been, and one step ahead of the game, Dave. That's all I can say.
So if we need you, followers, we need you, the audience, our family and friends. We need your support now more than ever. We have a lot of giveaways going on. Hey. We have beef jerky. You know
what I just thought of for what we need to do for a promotion?
Yeah.
Is we'll just have sad pictures of me and you, and we'll play that, what's that, like ASCAP music to donate to the kittens and the dogs.
Now it's...
And that's going to be one of our first promotional videos.
I said that's what she said. He says ASCAP. Come on.
Is that what it's called?
Can you say that?
What's the?
This is not Bob Saget. This is not Bob Saget channel.
What's the? What's the? What is that where you donate to the kittens? Like it zooms in on their.
Is that anything like ass hat? Like an ass hat?
No.
Ass cap.
No, I'm talking about those sad videos are like for just $5 a month.
We've been missing you.
Yeah. We've been.
Everybody.
No, they always play that, and then they play like the sad kittens.
You could
like
be the candle and some.
They they always like show the kittens and like caged up, and then they play. I will remember you.
On a serious note, shout out. That's funny.
You will remember me.
Don't let them pass us by. Don't do it. Don't let it pass you by, guys.
Wouldn't that be funny? And then it's just sad pictures of us.
What is there?
Or if we were entirely shameless, we could film our own children.
Hopefully,
be like, help feed these poor children because their fathers are degenerates.
I don't want our desk to catch on fire tonight, but if it did, that would make an epic episode.
We got to ride that line between getting paid, and exploiting our own children, and not getting social services called on us.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
So
that's a fine line.
So I think we'll just stop at getting paid, and those other couple things, like, forget about that.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to do that.
We do want to thank the fans. People like to be thanked, Tyler. Go ahead, thank them. It's got to be sincere, though.
I'd like to thank little Johnny in Portland, Oregon.
This is for you, Johnny. That's for you.
We don't have anything to pour out for you, Johnny. We're going to drink this water because we need it, but we will light this piece of paper on fire. I'm afraid that'll get on my microphone there. That made me nervous.
The nerves are good for you, Tyler. The nerves are what keep you going.
So far tonight, we've given fuel to the DEA and to DFS. So we got to get
DFS on top.
We got not that DFS.
DFS on top. Who is?
We got
DFS on top. Who is DFS on top?
I'm gonna try to do a three-peat and send my love to the IRS for all my cryptocurrency transactions.
Hey,
which
if you bless
I claim
us,
every single one.
If you bless us, we'll bless the IRS.
I heard someone say, and I don't want to tempt fate.
It was 2 Chainz.
But I heard someone say that rarely does the IRS put you in prison. Because in prison, you don't make a lot of money to pay them back.
Yeah.
So they usually just like to get you on, like, a payment plan.
Yeah, they want the money.
And so it sounds kind of like going to grad school. It's kind of like being in trouble with the IRS.
Very similar, I think.
Because they're going to get that money every single week, month, whatever it is.
We're going to have 2 Chainz on the show. Anybody? 2 Chainz? That's going to be a good guest. Sorry, just looking through our list of guests here.
I was just thinking, as far as purchases for the show, I think that's got to be one of the first ones we get is some of those boom arms so we can keep the mic.
Oh, a commercial break. Nobody called that. I was going to play a song and then got hit with a commercial.
If you play a song, we'll get a copyright strike.
Who would have guessed? Aww. Anyway.
Why don't you sing it to me?
I'm going to tell you about it.
Can you just sing it to me?
I'll tell you about it. Yeah. Uncle Sam taking grams out the bag. That's what's happening. Uncle Sam taking grams out the bag. But
is that 2 Chainz?
Yeah, what 2 Chainz says on that, there's a little skit, the old hip-hop skit toward the end of the song. And he's talking about, I was talking Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne said, he's talking about getting all this money off music and getting taxed like huge, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, man, I done did all these world tours. I got all this money, and like, I'm paying it to who for what? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what the song is. And then says, I think he's talking to Lil Wayne, and he's like, yeah, they hit me up that same way. You know what I did? I threw him an extra few million. He's like, I don't ever want to get that call. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
keep. That's why I always claim everything, and I even pay a little bit extra if I need to, because
It's nice to have Big Bro to help you out when you need it, I guess.
yeah. But I also thought I was thinking about this the other day. It's a good thing to run by you. I feel like you'd have some thoughts on this. That I don't know, if you grow up poor, you're always worried about getting in trouble with the law. But everyone who has ever made any money has gotten in trouble with the law at some point. They've had to go to court at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Rockefeller went to war with like the federal government, right? Bill Gates went to court, monopoly legislation. I don't know if Jeff Bezos has ever went to court. I know Elon's been to court. Trump's been to court. Trump's always in court.
Trump's awesome at court.
He's really good at court.
He's tremendous.
Do you know he sued Bill Maher for saying I think his mother was an orangutan? He sued him for that.
He sued Bill Maher?
Donald Trump did, yeah.
That's great.
It was like libel or perjury or whatever,
That's
whichever
great.
one it was.
Right?
Which I think that's great. I think that, it makes sense to take Bill Maher to court for whatever reason you could come up with.
For his, I think, don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert on anything. So it's like, I feel like they both deserve it, I guess. Like, let him sue John and then let John sue,
Yeah, sure.
what's our crazy uncle? He's on the big JR podcast every now and then.
Jordan Peterson?
Oh, no,
That's our dad.
No, he's a wild man.
Macho Man Randy
No,
Savage?
he reminds me of my dad a little bit. Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. We blew out on that one.
We don't know.
Jamie at JRE, I don't know how you keep these levels so good, because when I test these levels, I'm looking at 3 bars on the Vox, on the Universal Audio. You want 3 bars, and see right there, out of nowhere, I got a red.
So where we at?
I don't know. So
We're
you don't
about
want
3. You're about 3.
You don't want these waveforms clipping too bad.
Are they clipping?
But you know what? We're just going to do what we're going to do this go around, because we'll try to fix it later. It'll probably come out okay in the wash.
They'll be fine.
We might just record it like a little quieter next time, and then afterwards you can make it bigger. I think that's what we'll do.
That's what we'll do next time.
Maybe. But I will say, a lot of podcasts I listen to, like I said, like Joe Rogan episode 1.
Yeah.
Who was the guest?
Who knows?
No one knows, because no one's ever watched that episode.
Was there even an episode 1?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, Joe Rogan's first episode.
There's a very popular political podcast that I think is operated by the CIA,
What's that?
called Chapo Trap House.
Oh, yeah.
And their first 3 episodes were unlistenable. They're like recorded. It sounds like a recorded Zoom call, but like completely unproduced.
Yeah.
Like we're miles above their first 3. But
Hey.
they made that's the reason I think they were kind of in the CIA, because they skyrocketed to the top of the podcast scene incredibly quickly. And I believe now they make something like a few $100,000, I think, an episode. It's an insane amount of Patreon money.
Shouldn't be
Which
that easy.
we should have a Patreon set up. If any of you guys want to sign up on there, I'm going to set us up a Patreon.
So you can send us your money.
Yeah. buy me a coffee. Buy Dave a coffee.
Just the coffee. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
You can buy Dave more
I've
more
done
shower caps.
I've done a lot for a cup of coffee, Tyler. Let me tell
I'm
you.
sure
that.
you have.
I have done a lot for.
Do you know I learned the other day that Russell Brand used to have a show, and he took a bath with a homeless person on an episode?
Oh wow.
And because I always think Oh, you don't want to say anything on the podcast you'll get canceled for,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But then Russell Brand, me or you, we haven't taken a bath with a homeless person yet.
So
we've got a lot of leeway, I would say.
Did the guy get clean?
Russell Brand? Yeah, he got clean. He said he was still on dope when he made that.
So, yeah, but no, I'm talking about...
Oh, did he get clean from the bath?
Did the homeless man get clean, or did Russell Brand get dirty? What happened?
I don't know. That's kind of a chicken or an egg kind of question.
But what a great episode. Here we are, how many years later, talking about that?
Yeah. I mean, that's 20, 30 years ago. 20 years ago, probably.
Well,
somewhere back there. I'm learning a lot for the that's what I like about us doing this, is because this is a learn as you go exercise. Like, I don't really know how to edit video either. Yeah. I know at the beginning you're supposed to do that, because then I can sync this audio up with that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the clap is for. So you can see the big hit right there at the beginning.
Oh, really?
And then you can sync the video, the audio on there up with the video on that.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm learning this as we go. So
that's great, man. That's great.
And then a few episodes in, on my own YouTube, I'm learning Ableton. So we'll do some jam sessions. I mean, we're already doing a little jam session.
We're doing a little jam for you guys.
So where are we right now, Dave? Tell the people where we are.
Hello, Springfield, Missouri. We're about hop, skip, and a jump from the Springfield Cardinals Stadium right down the road there. If you look behind us here on the other side of that building, that's the famous birthplace of Route 66. So that's where we're at.
No, I feel bad. I feel like we should talk this through on
We'll
record
be here all night.
I feel a little bad earlier when I talked about, made a joke about exploiting my children. That was a joke. I'm not actually going to do that.
We don't exploit children.
On my own YouTube channel, I've had a couple videos with the girls in them.
Yeah.
But I try really hard not to, because I think that's, however you get paid. But some of those YouTube channels where it's like, the Smith family.
Oh, yeah.
You know? We're going to have little Susie play in the sprinkler today.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to take little Johnny to Discovery Zone. And it's like, little Johnny, I don't think little Johnny's old enough.
Yeah, you're right. No,
to, I mean, if you're a child actor, you end up like Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon was a child actor.
Really? You got to think about it.
And we're going to have Tim Dillon on the podcast. That's
Hey, Tim, what's up, man?
Tim, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Justin LaRue. I want to get Justin LaRue on
Justin
the podcast.
LaRue is a famous Salem personality. We need
Hector Anchondo Band. Let's talk about the musical guests we're wanting to have on here. Hector Anchondo Band.
Hector Anchondo Band.
We got the Yowl.
The Yowl.
Yeah.
Mr. Wofford.
Rob Wofford of the Yowl.
A fellow teacher of mine.
Bobby Bones.
Bobby Skulls.
Bobby Skulls.
Bobby Skulls.
Yeah, that's right.
The
not the country radio personality. Definitely not that guy.
No. Well, I think another angle of our show, we should get this out on the first episode, I feel. I like to get it out there first, as I wore the Che Guevara t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Today. The Che Guevara t-shirt, because
nice shirt, man.
I'm into politics, and people that watch my channel will know. I'm just going to say
They need to know.
They'll know that I'm a commie bastard, David.
Oh, what?
Yes. But, you...
Everybody,
you...
Yeah.
You... How do I say this? You keep a little more distance from politics than myself, but you still are very interested in questions of what is power, things like this.
What is power?
And we thought that could be a good dynamic for the show.
I thought it was going to be deep, but it was a real short definition, just like...
I don't know what we've been talking about.
It's really nothing, so what's everybody fighting about?
with the power.
Yeah, it's always a struggle.
But anyway, to finish that thought, we thought that could be a good dynamic to the podcast because I can let you know political stuff that's going on, and you can give me like a normal person's response to it.
So what is going on politically in the world?
Let's see. We got an election coming up.
I saw an interesting video. It was captioned about Russian soldier surrendering through sign language, talking to a drone.
A Russian soldier was surrendering
to a
Ukrainian
drone in sign language from his hole he's digging in, hiding in. But he's like, you know, I don't know if it's legit, but that was the thing. He's using like sign language and saying like, hey, I'm surrendering, like I can't come out.
You think it was real?
And say that or they'll kill me. And then it kind of like follows him through this war zone until he gets to where it dropped a piece of paper, I guess.
Really?
And like, hey, follow these directions. Had to go through a war zone and like, you know, on this paper map.
Yeah, like a treasure map.
To go to the surrender zone.
The treasure map in Kyiv for some Kyiv.
And the treasure is your life.
Chicken Kyiv in Kyiv.
The treasure's your life.
I don't know. Old Zelensky, he's Mr. Green Screen. There's a lot of pictures of him in front of a green screen. Because some of his videos look like totally fake. He'll be like, I'm out here in the middle of the battle. But it's obvious he's in like a basement.
His whole life has been a green screen.
You know what? That he was in a TV show before any of this Ukraine stuff started? Did you know that?
I heard he was an actor.
He was an actor. He was in a TV show, 3 seasons on like the Ukraine's version of Netflix.
Yeah.
And in this show, he's a history teacher, a high school teacher. And then by the 3rd episode, he's gotten so sick of the corruption that he decides to run for president in the 3rd season.
Yeah.
And right after the 3rd season was done and he becomes president in the show, they ran him in the actual election and he became president.
That's so crazy.
Like, it was the most... Now, you can either look at that, Dave. I know you're a big coincidence guy. You always think people in power, everything's just a coincidence. There's, like... Surely no one thought that out as, like, a really long-term way to get him in as president. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think... Do you think the CIA would work with, like, Hollywood? What do you think?
Well... It doesn't matter what I think, Tyler.
Okay.
But a wise man once told me Jimmy Fallon is in with them.
Well, I mean, how... And that's the thing on the internet, Dave. I try really hard not to talk bad about anybody.
Jimmy's a guest. He's going to be a guest on our show.
Well, that's why Jimmy is going to be a guest on our show.
Clear this up, Jimmy. Is you ain't my constituency.
Yeah, did you get that job? Literally the Johnny Carson show. Did you get the Johnny Carson show because you're funny, or because you're a CIA asset that will say what they want you to say? I'd say Stephen Colbert. We can pretty clearly tell which path he has taken here lately.
Where'd he go?
And it's a he took over for David Letterman.
Oh, really?
He's the Late Show host.
Man, just as soon
you haven't watched him lately.
Just as soon as I was getting ready to like Letterman too. He got the big beard going on, but then there's all that controversy. You know, they said about him being so friendly with his guests and all that.
Letterman?
It could all be spun.
Did he get Me Too'd?
I think so. I think a lot of people.
I feel like every man that ever had like an ounce of fame got Me Too'd a couple years ago. You know, Jesse Lacey from Brand New got Me Too'd.
One of the most extreme cases.
Ryan Adams got Me Too'd.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess that's
Connor Albers got Me Too'd. He sued her back. Kind of cleared his name a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, all your favorite bands growing up, they've been Me Too'd. Like, you know, Motley Crue would have got Me Too'd. Led Zeppelin would have got Me Too'd.
Right.
But
well, no, and that's what's weird, how much things have changed. Like, you know,
But now we're
Mick-
men with daughters.
Mick Jagger and Chuck Berry, Elvis, like all these guys and they would actually like, you know, put it in their lyrics and stuff, you know. And now it's like,
You remember that
this
Spinal
is gonna be
Tap
a
line?
problem. I guess it's a good thing, right?
That Spinal Tap line, remember that?
Some of it's good.
Oh, you're sweet, but you're just 4 feet and you still got your baby teeth.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I knew.
Spinal Tap, parody.
I know what Spinal Tap is, right?
Yeah.
But
That song was Tonight I'm Gonna Rock Ya.
Spinal Tap, I feel like, is, to me, in the same category as, like, what's the other one? What's the one where everybody likes to dress up and go see it? It's like a musical.
Rocky Horror
Picture Show.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess that's a thing. I've seen it.
Well, that's kind of funny, like, that song is horrible. But they're parodying what was going on at the time.
Oh, that's what was going on at the time.
yeah,
I see
that
what
came
you're
out in
saying.
1981, and they
Wow.
made that as a spoof.
Wow. I think the 80s was real popular for steroids.
Steroids.
Yeah.
Steroids.
And there's this documentary, I think it was on WWE Network. I don't know. But they were talking about, like, they had a whole documentary about what great things happened in the 80s because of, you know, people being able to just do steroids when they needed it.
All the great things that happened.
Yeah, baseball records.
Okay.
You know.
So Barry, is it Barry Bonds that has the most home runs?
Oh, I have no clue.
I think so, but I think he has like an asterisk next to his home run record because he was like totally on steroids when he crushed that record.
Yeah, that's why the asterisk is there, Tyler.
But I mean, it seems unfair because I don't think Mark McGwire has an asterisk next to his like single season. Although I think Barry Bonds broke his record. I think Barry Bonds broke all those records.
To be fair, I have never been to the Sports Hall of Fame.
You know, it's getting so bright. It's getting so bright this morning that I think I might have to take my sunglasses off.
I keep forgetting this is a morning show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is my memory that bad or what's going on here? So
It'll be all right.
When will people be able to actually sign up and subscribe and send us their money, Tyler?
Probably before this even. Probably now, as you're watching this,
Sign up now.
because it doesn't take a whole lot of time
Yeah.
to set that up.
Sign up now.
And you know,
I guess we need to create a password, don't we?
it's one of those things. It's funny that a lot of people on the internet, like, they'll get people to sign up by like making. I think Chapo does that. Every other episode
Yeah.
is a paid episode.
Oh, okay.
So that might be, we might want to go that route. But I always kind of like to just give it all away.
Yeah.
And then the only people that give us money are just like people that like us.
Yeah. Send us your
I
money.
kind of like that one.
I like
you know?
that.
I like that. Go with that, you know? Because it just, for me, it's like if somebody tries to sneakily get me to give them my money by like making me not get episode 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, I'll just download. I'll just download that online.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay you for that.
We're free on YouTube.
Yeah,
It feels good to be free.
But if somebody just gives me everything for free, and I just think they're like a cool guy, then I might give them some money. But I'm not gonna try to like sneakily get it from them.
Yeah. So, we'll have to create a link, won't we?
Yeah, we're gonna create a link.
Send.
Hopefully,
Tyler
it'll be
doesn't want your money. He loves the free
that
idea.
morning show. It'll be like patreon.com/. Dat Morning Show, or
Yeah.
buymeacoffee.com/Dat Morning Show.
Oh man, we should be having coffee coming
We
any
gotta-
time now. I ordered us some coffee like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Let me holler at him real quick and see if our
Call your
assistant
butler.
can bring us some coffee.
Call your butler. You know, I got this too. If it gets too bright out here, I figure we can put this on. You know,
Oh, that's nice.
you like that?
Yeah.
I think it's got like
Now it really feels like morning time.
it's pretty cool.
It really feels like morning time.
This is good when I'm working on my car in the morning.
Yeah, and
right as the sun's coming up.
it gives you a nice. It really gives you an Alex Jones vibe. I don't know why, but
Yeah, see, oh man, see, I've been talking all that time and didn't even really pick it up because I didn't hold it in front of my face.
what? Is that right?
Yeah, that's why we got to get that boom arm so we can just always have it right in front of our face, you know?
Yeah, that's okay. We can
It's okay. It's episode 1.
what we can do in those parts is just leave it on mute and then just type in subtitles, and it don't even got to be what we're actually saying. Like, did you ever think about that? We don't even have to be talking right now. We could just be sitting here, you know, moving our mouths, and we'll put the words in later.
I came up, I don't know if it's a slur in Chinese. I know it's like an offensive word, but it's funny when you're trying to say like offensive words in like a language is different than ours is Chinese.
Yeah.
It's how do you know how offensive that word is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like such a different language. But there's a word for it's called white. It's like it means white leftist, like dumb white leftist.
Oh.
And it's like the woke liberals in America, like the Chinese have a word for when they come visit their country.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, hey, I'm a communist too.
It's one of them.
Then I think they're called like a Baidu or something like that. It means dumb white leftists.
Wow.
Or like Western leftists or something like that. But I thought that was a great word. But I don't know. I don't know how bad of a word that is.
What about Erica Badu?
Erica Badu, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're welcome on the show, Erica.
We're going to have Erica on. I don't know
that.
what episode exactly, but we're going to have her and her ex-boyfriend, Andre 3000, on, and they're going to tell us about...
Oh, he'd be a great guest.
They're going to tell us intimate details about their relationship in the 90s that no one really knows about yet. So
Hey.
they've already promised us that's gonna be on that morning show. So subscribe, like, and subscribe for that.
Do you remember any of the notes we talked through?
I wonder if that would
Yesterday?
technically be considered fraud. Could someone sue me for saying these people are going to be on the podcast?
No, I don't think so.
I think you can say whatever you want.
It's a prediction,
It's America, right?
It's a prediction,
I think
right?
it's more like optimistic thinking, right? It's like think and grow rich.
2 Chainz, you're still coming to our show, right? Like, no, as far as I know, they'll be here. As far as I know.
I'll be honest,
I'm
Dave,
not going to sign anything, but as far as I know...
I'm not really the best at like signing up guests and stuff like that. So I'm hoping they just like come.
Just come sit with us.
Like just come in the middle.
We have so many jerky sticks on
We
our
do.
table
And
that you could be eating
I have
right
a folding
now.
chair over here for you, Andre. We got some off bug spray. You can even take a spin in the Corvette. I bet Dave would let you drive the Corvette a little bit.
Hey, that's one of our goals, and that's something you brought us to a good intersection there, because that you ask what the podcast is about. This is about us achieving our goals, Tyler. And you've really always been a major supporter of my creative goals, man, and I thank you for that, because obviously we're sitting back talking and yesterday, and I wasn't even thinking about it, but it's like, yeah, pretty much every time that I had this wild out there idea that 99% of people, I would tell them and they would just kind of be like, oh, that's stupid. That's crazy. That won't work. You were always like, I think you're right. Let's get on it right now. And you'd get on the computer and start researching.
Yep.
Try to, we got together, tried to raise funding.
Yep.
So many things. You've been that backbone of support for me as a comedian and as a creative artist and as a musician, to where like, this has been building up for a good long while. Like, what'd you say, 30 years?
30 years we've been planning to do this podcast, and
30 years in the making.
now we're doing it. It took 30 years to produce episode 1. Hopefully episode 2
Yeah.
won't take another 30 years.
But it might.
It might.
There's a good possibility.
There's a possibility. It's fine though.
I'll have to check who the musical guest is on that one.
If we live to be 100, we'd have 3 episodes, and those could be really important to people.
Yeah, that's true. And if they're 2 hours long, that might be all the episodes we need. We might just cover it all.
That'd be interesting. Or
We'll be this is a graduated. This is what we were always wanting to do. Is just sit and drink coffee like the old guys at McDonald's. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
We are that new club.
I agree with that. We are that new club.
So thanks for your support, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, man. No, I think it's because, that Myers-Briggs test, me and you both always got the ENFP.
Yeah. Sorry. Watch out. Watch your lungs.
You spraying the bugs directly.
Yeah. Woo. Go in that general direction.
Yeah, it's around here. They haven't really got me that bad. They got me at first. But now I'm doing all right.
I knew I should
Dave's literally spraying everywhere.
I knew I should have worn my clown suit. It covers more square inch,
Yeah. No, it's that's good. Actually, that's a real good level right there. See how green that is? See how that's real full green right there?
Who is that?
That's just the level.
That's where you want to be?
Yeah, you want to be like right there. That's good. Like you see when you talk.
I'm talking right now.
See, that's a good level.
I'm talking and eating jerky on a podcast.
That's great. That's great.
You want a bite?
I think if you got it in you, do you got another hour in you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we were thinking how long we want the podcast to be, and I said at least 2 hours.
Well,
as a brain dump.
At that rate, we have 1 banana per hour, so we're good. Woo, that's a little spicy. Maybe I shouldn't have ate that beef jerky.
I think it'll be all right. This is my water, isn't it?
We're
I
gonna.
haven't had any water in a while.
The next person to hit that subscribe button, you get this piece of jerky. We'll send it to you.
Well, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Dave.
Yeah.
I talked to you about this a little bit earlier today, but like, there's always that voice of doubt in the back of your head, like, who the hell am I to have a podcast?
Yeah.
And I won't say their names, but I have about like 3 people online with huge followings. One has 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And I always think, how in the ever-loving hell? Well, I think why not me? Like, whenever I think, who am I to have a podcast?
Yeah.
Who am I to say anything on the internet?
Yeah.
I think of that person who says something on the internet every single day.
Right.
And who's been sent a golden YouTube play button.
Yeah.
For 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
They have horrible takes about everything. Every time I hear them talk, I cringe and I want to walk away. I'm not going to say who this person is. I'm just saying, I've heard that from a bunch of comedians, said that they got started not because they saw a really good comedian,
Yeah.
but because they saw a horrible comedian, and they thought, I could do better than that,
You're right, man.
even if I wasn't very good.
You're right. I've been very inspired, especially in the last 5 years.
I will remember you.
By all these artists, local artists. I'll go to see some music and just be like, oh, I should have just went to the stage and played. Like,
Right.
I should not be standing out here. This is
No, my thing is, that's why I won't even say their names. Like, some people make a whole podcast.
we gotta
like,
find these people.
well, like Chapo Trap House. Like, their whole podcast is just talking crap on other people. That's
Yeah.
all they do.
no, you're right.
But
Chapo.
I refuse to do that because I don't care how bad it is. I'm not going to make fun of them because I think it's great that they're doing something. It's just not. I just don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't want to tell them to stop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
now,
that's
sometimes
good.
I will be mean to them a little bit if they start being mean to someone else. Then I kind of let it out a little bit
Yeah.
because,
They were the first ones, Chapo Trap House, I believe, if they're the right ones. I think they were the first ones to kind of sow some seeds of doubt as far as like Jordan Peterson's material that was coming out.
yeah, they
When
were
I-
one of the first.
When
Yeah.
I first started hearing some of the videos, seeing some of the videos and stuff he was saying, I'm like, man, I kind of agree with this dude. He seems really smart about a lot of things, and he's definitely smart.
Yeah, I did
Definitely
too. Until he started talking about communism or like Marxism, and like that's what I thought was dangerous because he, I think a lot of Marx's ideas are needed for us to get out of the like capitalist hellhole that America's in, and it was this weird mix. Like Peterson was into all this Jungian psychology. The inner anima, the archetypes, like believing in yourself. But then he had this hard anti, he calls it the left, but it's not. It's like the people Jordan Peterson hates are the same people that China's putting on that t-shirt. Which to me, that's not the well, it's always cringe when you say the real left, but to me the real left were like the men in the 30s like organizing the coal mine, which those people were not woke.
So what's the right and left? Because right now, I mean, my modern understanding of politics is all from video I watched of Donald Trump speaking at a dinner roasting Hillary Clinton. That's a little outdated.
That's probably the clearest
You got a mosquito on you. Let me
clearest
get it
politics
off.
you're ever gonna get. Yeah, we're slapping mosquitoes off of us out here.
So you have the religious people in the room.
Yeah.
You have break it down for me.
Okay, left and right comes from the French Revolution. So after the French Revolution, they had, I can't remember the exact building, but they sat in this hall, and the conservatives sat on the right side of the hall. And they wanted to maintain the monarchy, bring back the monarchy. Because they thought if you did away with the monarchy, then society would just descend into chaos. Which there's actually still people arguing this today. They want to bring back the monarchy, believe it or not. There's some like traditional Catholics, they're called trad caps.
Yeah.
And there's people that want to bring back the monarchy. They think it's like God's version of government. But the people that sat on the left side of the hall in the French Revolution were the people that wanted democracy. And they were the liberté, égalité, fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity. They were the democratic people that thought the people should rule and not the elite. So the original term of the left means you're anti-establishment. But in like modern America,
Yeah.
the left is now the establishment, because it's like if Disney's pushing like woke stuff, that's the woke left.
Yeah.
So they've kind of, I think it's a CIA project. They've made they're selling the establishment to people as rebellion. Does that make sense? Kind of like a satanic inversion.
Yeah. I mean, what is the left and right? What is that? And that's kind of the whole thing about what is power, what is left and right. Because I was real confused about it for the longest time. Bill Hicks, the comedian, cleared it up and kind of made it the most understandable to me, which is just, you got this guy over here on the left saying, blah, 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 blah. You got to get this guy on the right, blah, 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 blah. And you just got to realize that it's the same guy holding both puppets, right?
The same guy's holding both puppets.
Shut up. So what is all this, man? Like,
go back to bed,
what was going
America.
on at this prayer breakfast? It's like you have you're all coming together to argue about how you're going to divide.
What prayer breakfast?
Any prayer breakfast, but I mean the one I'm talking about is the famous roast of Hillary Trump.
Okay.
Right before Donald took seat. But I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, is there any sense to be made of that? Is there any sense to be made of this to where it's like, and he even, made a joke about it where he says, they liked me when I was a Democrat. Here, let me say hi to this guy over here. He liked me when I was a Democrat.
Look at this.
Oh.
An angel brought you some coffee.
Thank you.
How sweet.
Yeah. Hey, Babu. Can we get one more of those?
We're going till 9:30 and then we're done. 9:30 in the morning.
If you want to be a guest, I'll trade you seats for a little bit. It's getting hot over here. The bugs are getting bad. Tyler, man, what kind of host are you?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cinnamon.
Oh, hey, Cinnamon. How doing?
Well, that's rare you get a wife cameo on the first episode.
No, that's the moneymaker, bro.
That's
the moneymaker. There's a reason I'm a stay-at-home dad.
I'll tell you, though, if we do make hundreds of episodes, that just became a huge reason for our millions of fans to watch the first episode.
I'm here at the... No, sorry. I was just thinking about your Antifa supplies video. Can we do a link to that at the bottom of the screen?
They're saying I was out here. I was out here at the local Walmart.
What's your
buy
YouTube?
my chillins, some sand for the play box out there, and they're selling dadgum Antifa supplies.
What are Antifa supplies? It's like
Antifa
bricks to build a wall?
No, remember in the George Floyd protests where they like in major American cities they set out like these stacks of bricks like right outside like major metropolitan like downtown areas.
Oh yeah.
And a bunch of people thought like a conspiracy theory like the CIA had set these bricks out. And then they hired like black bloc Antifa protesters to come in and pick up the bricks and throw the bricks through. And there were a lot of suspicious videos.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
So when I was at Walmart and I saw they were selling a pile of bricks outside in the gardening section, I thought in my head, they're selling dadgum Antifa supplies out here at the local Walmarts.
I didn't know what the Antifa supplies were. I thought they were. I thought we were building a wall.
Does that make sense now?
Yeah, no, I heard there's a Civil War story about this.
Really?
Bro.
Excuse me.
The powers that be have been sneaking them in on us for a while, at least since the Civil War. At least. I'm pretty sure Jesus had a couple following him around in bushes, too, but...
CIA?
Oh, what?
Do you think this was the CIA behind
what,
Jesus?
Tyler?
Don't take Jesus away from me. I gotta believe in something. That's how I kind of feel like conspiracy theories go. Like, if you keep, like, one of the the funniest ones to me is that this conspiracy theorist theory that Wall Street was behind the communist revolution in Russia.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what you just said, but listen, bro. What I'm trying to tell you here, Antifa supplies are always on sale at Walmart. And this actually happened back during the Civil War, where they were, had these coal furnaces to generate the power.
Yeah.
And they were hollowing out. Oh man, I wish I could tell you the material it was. Anyway, basically like a big old rock. They're hollowing this rock out, filling it full of explosive.
Okay.
And then putting tar on it and rolling it in coal powder. So it looks like a giant lump of coal.
Okay.
And when they put it...
A false flag type.
When they put it in their trains, it derails their trains. Wherever they're at, they're burning coal. It's just like massive bombs.
Uh-huh.
Can we say that on here? Shit!
It's fine.
Oh, you can't. Definitely can't say that.
You gotta...
Sorry. Can you say the S word?
Yeah, you can. You can definitely say that. They say you shouldn't curse in
I don't want to curse. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
We'll bleep it out.
Yeah, we'll bleep it out. I actually don't think I'll bleep it out.
If you'll send me $1,000, I will bleep out my curse words.
Children out there, everybody listening, you need to send your seed money.
It would literally...
Send your seed money to pray for dear David's soul here. We need an exorcist. We need to buy him an exorcist to get those 4-letter words out of his mouth.
What are your goals?
Like, what are my goals in life?
Yeah, bro, because we're about to make a killing off this podcast, right? Like
So,
$1,000 would go a long way for
one of
me
my
right
goals. So I heard someone say, like, this is the MV7, and it's not quite... Oh, man. I literally just tore a hole in that bag. But anyway, they said the SM7B is the better one, and if you buy the SM7B cover and put it on top, then it works just like a SM7B.
Microphone goals.
Yeah.
Well...
But I don't think it looks as
How's
good.
that SM7B look?
We'll try it. How's that work? It's a little further from the capsule. I think that'll work.
That brand new microphone's going to look great when you drop it in the Fago mud at the ICP festival, bro.
Oh, man. No, but I wanted to put that on there. I think we're having a good show because...
We're having a good time.
You know, it's always just good to get together and talk with you, and I thought doing this show, even if we don't make a dime or not, if 10 people don't watch... I don't care. It's just a good excuse to come and hang out with you every month. And get our kids together, get our wives together.
I'm currently a stay-at-home mom, and so my goal is
You're not a stay-at-home dad? Have you transitioned?
No, I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
Should I say?
Okay.
But
we'll have a Dave Smith gender reveal on like episode 100.
That's a great idea. 2023.
You got to keep watching to figure out what gender Dave is.
I could be the cosmic unicorn.
And he might switch in the middle of the show. That's possible.
That would make a great episode for sure.
He could. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that have done that. There's a famous one called Philosophy Tube. And it started out as a dude. It was a theater major doing philosophy videos. And
this is just for people that like to see people eat.
Yeah.
That's all this is for.
That's what she said.
Ah.
Is it banana? That's what she said. I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works.
She said banana? That was the punchline to her joke. Where were you going, bro?
I'm gonna look up I just want to see how dark this looks. Hang on.
We're gonna come right back. Well, can you guys see me eating this banana? It's pretty good. It's organic.
Oh, it actually don't look that bad.
What about in your chair?
Move the lantern a little bit. We're in an hour and 24 minutes.
I'm Tyler. Can you see me?
You want to switch?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
All right, let's switch spots.
Absolutely.
So we got an hour and 24 minutes. That's where we're at.
Man, you got it made.
I'm going to try. Hey, I like this mic. This is a really good mic.
You got it made on that side, bro.
You know, I heard a cool story about microphones. I'll tell you.
You got coffee, you got water, you got beef jerky, you got a lighter.
So
a mysterious white tube.
yeah,
with all kinds of treats inside.
so evidently I told you that this is the microphone. This here's the microphone that like the president uses.
Yeah.
Like when you watch Donald Trump or
Yeah.
Joe Biden give a speech, they're using the SM57.
Yeah.
And this came out in the 50s, I think.
This is going to be a historical moment
So-
for you entering politics, Tyler.
They gave Shore an unlimited budget, and they told their engineers to create the perfect SM57 dynamic microphone, and they created this. This is the SM7B.
Oh, wow.
So this is just the highest quality version of this, and I brought it with us today, but this is perfect for like what kind of man I am. Like I have all of this electronic nerd equipment, but I didn't have a pair of needle nose pliers to take this rich out, so we just used that one instead. There's bugs on our...
Uh-oh.
Get off our camera.
Most famous bugs ever.
Unbelievable. That bug's
Hey,
work.
I just saw your wife looking out the window.
Really?
I waved at her. She
Well,
was laughing. It must be a good show. We're
it must
winning.
be. And we're making our wives laugh. Happy wife, happy life. I'm trying to think what I said in this episode that would piss off my wife.
I'm trying to
Maybe
think
the
of
exploiting children line, but
all the times
other than that, I think we've been pretty good.
that we were like that close to staying on a topic and then just totally changed. But I love that.
In this episode?
Yes.
Well, it's always going to be like this.
Because now when we rewatch this episode,
yeah.
wow, all kinds of notes. I'm a big note taker. I take lots of notes.
Well, I think so much of it is about just doing it. You know,
You're
this
right.
was your water, isn't it?
You're right, and that's if you want some, have some.
I don't know why that clicked for me. I think I
There's an
turned.
extra hat too.
I think I turned.
You want a hat?
I think I turned 35, and they say like the Bible says you got like 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was honestly when I went to that CPI event,
Yeah.
and I knew I was on video at like a communist convention.
Yeah.
And I was like, I definitely have an FBI file now.
That's how you got the file.
And then I decided,
Did you not
since
have
you've
one?
already said it, I'll say it too. I said, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have a file anyway, let's give him something to write about. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I actually called you and you told me, you go, man, that's cool. A lot of cool people have FBI files.
Yeah.
Einstein had an FBI file. Martin Luther King had an FBI file. And I started telling you that story earlier.
I was born into it, bro.
You
I
were
was
born
into it.
with
It's a whole-
an FBI file?
It's a whole lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle. Why do you think I'm drinking coffee? This is a morning show. No, really though. It's a whole lifestyle.
It's one of those mornings where the moon is like coming out. Still out? I don't know.
Is it still out?
Yeah. It's still out.
We're running out of moonlight. What are we gonna do, boys?
It's all good. I love that we have a desk lamp out here on the table.
Every good desk needs a lamp. Oh, you know, that's something I learned a long time ago from a good friend, Tyler.
What's that?
Never overhead lighting.
Really?
Yeah.
Always underhead lighting?
And you're a really great guy, Tyler.
So are you, Dave.
So I wanted you to know that no overhead lighting, please. Always a lamp. Always.
Okay.
And you're good with that. You got the what are they? Voice activated, any color of the spectrum,
Uh-huh.
any taste of the rainbow, any.
Do you know I made a video, I don't know if you saw that short video I made. It did pretty well. It was in Salem Walmart. I walked in and there was a Skittles display.
Yeah.
And it literally said like, show your pride, taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
And I said that puts a kind of a different spin on taste the rainbow
Well,
a little bit.
I don't have any pride, and also How do you taste a rainbow?
I don't know how. I don't think you could taste the rainbow. I think, but I thought that was interesting marketing. Like in Salem, Missouri,
they're talking.
there was also a Mickey Mouse Pride shirt. It said "Be Proud," and then it had Mickey Mouse in rainbow colors. And I didn't know what I said. I didn't know what he's proud of. Is he proud that he's a mouse?
What do rainbows taste like?
Is he proud that he's a cartoon? Is he proud he's on a T-shirt?
And another one of our heroes, George Carlin, talks about that. Proud of what? Proud to be Irish. Proud to be an American. Proud of what? Like, you didn't. This ain't something that you've achieved. You were born.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He was born a mouse.
Okay.
He was born a cartoon. You know, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I was born this way. Like I said, we'll have a couple more episodes before we let that cat out of the bag. But it's 2023. Damn
how
it,
you were born.
So
yeah.
legally, if I want to be a stay-at-home mom, I can do that.
You can do that.
I'm
just kind of sad because I have a lot of rainbow stuff.
Well, I'm a hip hop
and
too.
It's just kind of hard. I remember in college, I was wearing a rainbow T-shirt.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because I was at like a conservative Christian college.
Whoa.
And this guy was helping me study for my math.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of sprung it on me once and asked if I was gay. And I was like, no, dude, I'm not gay.
Does that help with math, though?
I think that may have been the only reason he was helping me with my math. But I go, why did you think I was gay? And he's like, because you were wearing a rainbow T-shirt. And it was that shirt from when I worked at the pool. That tie-dyed rainbow shirt, Salem City Pool.
Because you were wearing a shirt, bro.
And he goes, and then you were wearing a pink shirt the other day.
Yeah.
That one that said, I like chemicals. It was that pink shirt I had. And I was like, no, man, I just like those shirts. But, like, I don't know, man. You can't even... I like the rainbow, but it's hard to wear it anymore. It's hard to wear it anymore.
Well, it's just a reminder of like the greatest world disaster that ever happened. The entire place flooded and one man and his family got out.
The Ark.
Or what is the...
I'm going to still wear that rainbow. I don't care.
Wear your rainbow.
Think what you want to think.
I think everything. I think everything's fine. I think people are going to be just fine. Everybody needs to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
If you watch the next few episodes, I'm going to say that a lot. Just take a deep breath, guys. Drink some water.
So,
thanks to our good friend, Dr. Phil, up in the Kansas City area. Always taught me to brush twice and floss once.
Brush twice, floss once.
Shout out to you, Dr.
Floss
Phil.
once. Do your routine. That's what he tells his kids. Do your routine.
No matter what. I mean, you can hear... I've heard stories, man, of these dentists getting together. And it's like... No, this is it, Tyler. This is it. Like, no, but what if you're in the Everglades getting chased by a crocodile for like 16 hours? Like, and then you finally make it to safety, and you're looking through your bag and you can't find your toothbrush. Which, like surely you can let it go one night, right?
Yeah.
Surely you can just sleep on it. Like, oh, I'll brush tomorrow. I'll find one tomorrow. No, man. Brush twice, floss once. That's what we're here to tell you, for real. Brush twice, floss once. That's what, and they're serious about it, man.
You know, that reminds me of a TED Talk I watched once about tiny habits. And a guy said, if you have trouble doing a habit, you should just... you should make it so tiny.
I love tiny habits. We have so much in common.
Yeah, there you go. He said you should make your habit so tiny that it's hard not to do it. But he meant
how tiny?
He meant you should just floss one tooth. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't floss all your teeth, just floss one.
Oh man.
And that's your habit. Like, you make it so tiny that you're like embarrassed not to do it.
This was the best. This was the best idea ever. This podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was.
I think so.
That's what we're made for.
I think it's definitely, and I'm still trying to accept that this is something people do. But like I said, I know people on the internet that are making lots of money and have lots of people watching them that I have no idea how that's happening. So I think people might like what we have to offer, Dave.
And I've been fired from jobs way more strenuous than this for sure. Tyler, that could be a whole episode. The amount of jobs I've been fired from. And it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Like, don't think I'm throwing myself out there like some raw meat. Like,
no. We could have that.
Like these beautiful
Dave's assaults with the police.
The beautiful experiences.
The jobs you've been fired from.
That have led me away from jobs. I mean, I could sit up here and lie to you like a preacher and say God called me somewhere else, but like, but for real, like, the past two were just amazing experiences, and that's something we can talk about too. Is just all the goals and things that are coming alive here.
Goals.
So
alive.
It was my goal. I was over here on this side, and now I'm over here, and that was my goal, and I reached
That
it.
looks like a smiley face.
Yeah,
which
does.
is what we're putting on people's faces tonight.
Yeah.
Hope you
guys are smiling out there.
You know what this reminded me of? Speaking about jobs that we quit.
What's that?
I was thinking why we hang out, and I was talking to Chas about it last night, and I think it's because we just chill, and a lot of people don't know how to chill.
Yeah, you gotta chill, man.
And we kind of take it for granted, but like for all of high school, me and you just chilled.
Dude, I chill hard, bro.
And a lot of people don't know how to chill.
I have a PhD in chilling hard.
But I'm serious, though. A lot of people don't know how to just take it easy.
Yeah, you have to.
Like, I'll be around some people a little more uptight, a little more, somebody's always complaining.
Yeah.
You know, they might live in a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful home, and yet be complaining about everything all the time. And I mean, you don't do that.
COVID was a great regulator, and so people are. I feel like a lot of people. Sorry, that was a weird turn there. That was a weird turn there, but everybody's learning how to chill.
You know what? I think sums up our relationship was. You remember I think it was 9th grade, we went out for the track team.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, Mr. Gowers.
Yeah, so we went out for the track team, and they had us run with the girls because they knew we wouldn't be nearly fast enough to run with, like, Kyle Head and people like that. So me and Dave ran with the girls, and we got lapped by every single girl.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and then I remember looking at you, and I was like, F this, Dave. Let's go home and play Zelda.
Yeah, I remember,
So when we went home and played Wind Waker every day.
You know, Mr. Gowers, he really helped me get out of my comfort zone and like develop as a human being. You know, he saw that the struggle was real with me. Just the things that we were dealing with back then, and he's like, "Hey, you're here, like you're a superstar in my mind anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do what you want to do." He's the one that talked me into joining the track team.
Really?
He's like, bro, we don't just got to call you Slim. Like, you could be Slim.
Oh, okay.
You can do these things that everybody else is doing. He was a very positive influence.
That's cool.
On a lot of people. I mean,
always felt kind of like Brian Swayze vibes off Gowers in a little bit.
Yeah, he loved a good time for sure. Loved a good time.
Swayze always said, he's like, I give the best advice, I just can't take my own advice.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, Gowers might have that a little bit going on.
He's the one that told me the overhead lighting thing.
There you go. I heard our buddy Swayze is doing well these days, so
well, that's great.
I'm glad to hear that.
Great shout out.
Absolutely. A lot of famous Salem people. I'd like to get Mr. Cheese,
Andrew Sheely.
Andrew Sheely. I'd like
President
to get him on
of
the
Ozarks
podcast.
on Top.
Yes, I don't know if he'd want to be on, but
no, he definitely does.
We'll have to send him. He's got a great goofy laugh that is one of my favorite sounds, and it'd be funny to get him and LaRue on a few episodes together.
We'll get him on here.
Hopefully they'll want to be on. We won't have to talk them into it. That's kind of how I want guests. I want guests to call me and ask to be on. And I feel like you shouldn't have guests on until that's happening.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about guests. Guests should be calling and asking to be on, not me begging people to be on my show.
I see what you're saying.
I don't like to beg anyone to do anything.
We had a couple guests that were supposed to be here tonight, and they, that's the same kind of thing you're talking about. Like, as a reporter or as a journalist, you're sitting here like, okay, how's Friday at 7 or whatever? Oh, that sounds perfect, and then they never show up.
Yeah,
They don't call you.
yeah. I don't like that.
So
I don't like that. It makes me not want to do it anymore.
be a good guest.
So,
We're
no.
good hosts. Be a good guest.
You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know. It's one thing to just maybe ask once, but I find it like when I was in journalism, they don't want you to ask once. Like, they want you to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, and the paper's coming out on Thursday, or the show's coming out on Friday, or and they want it's not like, well, I asked 5 people and they said no, which isn't a very good feeling.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They're like, well, figure something out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really like, interviewing people if they want to be interviewed, or I like just talking about what's going on, but I don't like I'm not big on the please, please, please.
Yeah,
no.
Unreasonable deadlines.
Unreasonable deadlines. Deadlines at all seem.
Deadlines
I don't
are
like
hard.
deadlines. I think with this podcast, like,
I would have been on time, but you told me to.
When do
And
you
now,
think, like, for us with this, I just feel like we should get one episode in a month. Do you think we should aim, like, towards the end of the month, or?
Oh, okay. The morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think as this podcast gets bigger and has like millions of viewers,
Yeah.
and we're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars, then we can move closer and have more episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a good reason to donate to the show, so we can, because we'll do episodes. I mean, I guess we could do one every week.
They'll be tuning in for.
Would you like that, to do an episode every week?
Oh yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah, we'll have to work remotely and figure some things out, but it's totally happening, man.
We could do that.
Because how many shorts are you? You're doing a lot of shorts per day.
I do at least 2 a day.
And you've inspired me on that. Like I'm back doing shorts again. Okay, you got to get on our YouTube
Well,
channels.
when I I can't remember just what made it click for me, but it's like just lower the expectation, like lower the weight to where you can do a rep every day.
Yeah.
And for me, that was like doing a 15. Like I said, YouTube has 2 like presets for the shorts. You can do 15-second or you can do 60-second. And so I thought I'll do 15-second for like the good idea I have, and then I'll do a minute for like my journal for the day.
Oh, okay.
And then every day I'll do one of those, like a 15 and a 60.
Yeah.
And that seemed doable. And I've done that when I'm sick in bed. I don't know if you've ever watched any of those.
I saw some of those, yeah.
There's some where I was so sick I did not get out of bed all day, but I still made it short.
Yeah.
And the short's just like, I'm feeling awful, but I still made it short.
It's one of these things to where
It's consistency, man.
It's consistency and it's discipline and it's for yourself. It's not even for the viewers. None of my videos.
It's not for the viewers.
Like maybe the outdoor office getting blown apart during the storm. Maybe that short was for the viewers. Like, oh, let's just be ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of it is just getting the swing of things.
So many people worry about what people think. Like,
but all I want to do, bro, is to have this outlet that we've been trying to have for years, and it seems like we're right where
we're
we
doing
need to
it.
be.
This is the beginning of it.
We're right where we need to be. Like, all I want to do is inspire people through
Yeah.
music and art
Yep.
and politics.
We're gonna
and
build an audience.
culture, whatever this is.
Yeah. And
Um,
we'll encourage them to build an audience too. Like, you start a podcast, have us on your podcast. And there's no, like, I can see a lot of cynics being like, everybody's got a podcast. There's too
Yeah.
many podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, no, screw that, man. Have everybody have a podcast. First of all, not everybody's going to have a podcast.
If this is
first of all,
if this is the new working at Walmart, I'll
Yeah,
take it. Right?
absolutely.
Right? If
And
this is the new working at Walmart, I'll take it.
I still think it's early enough for us and a million other podcasts to come out, and it still be like, if you do it every week, eventually it'll be more like being an engineer.
Yes.
It's not that saturated at all yet.
Yeah.
Even though, the people that got in way early are super big, but I don't even think it's because they're that good at it. It's just because they got in years ago and they've done it. They've done it consistently.
And I don't know. I'm so new to the game of making YouTube shorts that like you were joking about how is this like a shtick that you don't title your videos or whatever? I'm like, no, I just said, where's the title? And you were asking me, where's the music?
I told
button at?
they've made some hilarious shorts. And they don't have a title. It was just the date. And I was like, dude, if you gave this, like, you're hilarious. Like, write a funny title, like 3 words, like, roof blown off.
Yeah.
And
so,
he goes, I can't do that. And he goes, it just makes me not want to do it. And I understood completely. I go, dude, don't put titles on them.
So
man.
here's the question. Now, and this is like a third person perspective. I'm here looking down on our interview right now saying, if we just put a bunch of random words in the description, like, is it words or is it hashtags or what? Like let's say, because people love cars, right? Cars, bacon,
Actually, that'll sometimes
candlelight.
that they'll sometimes consider that. I can't remember.
Fraud?
I got in trouble for it once, but it wasn't for that.
Damn. Why
was,
why does all of my good ideas
You can
why
do
do
that.
they all get labeled as
It's fraud.
fraud?
Why
Like,
do all my good ideas get labeled as fraud?
yeah, that's our T-shirt. That's our T-shirt right there. That morning.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
That morning show.
If I ever get in trouble with the Justice Department or the
Right.
IRS, I'm just going to ask for the Hunter Biden treatment,
bro,
right?
that's the thing.
Like, you found my laptop.
We're reading all the same books that Donald Trump's dad was reading to him, so we're on the track.
Did you
here.
find my laptop with all the depravity on it?
what?
Just give me the Hunter Biden treatment. You know what? I was thinking. I told my wife that earlier. That, like, it's rare in
prison reform,
well,
bro.
It's rare in politics. Well, that's what's funny about Biden is he's playing this
free
shtick.
Philip Smith.
He's playing this shtick. Absolutely free Philip Smith, free Julian Assange, free Gonzalo Lira.
Yes.
Um,
Free my people.
but what was I talking about?
Free my dad.
Oh, I was telling my wife that like Biden here lately, anytime anyone brings up Hunter, he's like, every family has a drug addict in their family. How dare you
Yeah.
bring up? But you can watch videos of him in the 90s being like crack, cocaine. We'll put everybody caught with crack in prison.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you fast forward 20 years, and he's
well,
like,
yeah.
but not my son. He's just got a problem.
Yeah, everybody but him. I mean,
That's right.
man, Chapo Trap House. You talk about Chapo Trap House, man. I was working with these. Oh man, I don't want to say nothing offensive. I'm just trying to speak here, but at my last job, I took care of people with needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at a house, independent living situation, taking care of people that have needs. Everybody's got needs, Tyler. It's not a big deal. Across the street is...
That looks like tic-tac-toe on LSD.
Across the street is this, I guess, methamphetamine mecca.
Okay.
And so then they get busted one day. We see them get raided. All their stuff gets taken. The people get arrested. And then the next thing you know, all these black SUVs show up. A couple weeks later, it's like, I guess, I don't know how the whole system works, but somehow the dude became one of the professional snitches or whatever. And And so then from that point on, like, here I am at my 9 to 5 just watching, like, these agents pull up in black SUVs and unload these boxes wrapped in all black plastic to this dope dealer. And then the next thing you know, like, all these teenagers are showing up in, like, Mercedes and stuff from the other side of town, the nice part of town.
Okay.
And then you see down the block a couple ways, every direction, you know, they're waiting for them. You know what I mean? Like,
that sounds like a crazy story.
Man, I got a lot of them. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, Tyler.
What is it?
Oh my gosh. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen some things.
Mm-hmm.
Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm out, and I was living out in the country on a farm. Went out for an afternoon walk with my shotgun. And I was in search of turkey eggs. This guy had told me, "Oh yeah, you got it. You've never had a turkey egg sandwich? You have to try it. They're a little bigger than chicken eggs, you know, and all this." Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I know where some turkeys are at. I'm gonna have me a turkey egg sandwich today. And so I go out searching for these turkey eggs, and you know, I've been around. I've been deer hunting and turkey hunting, and I've been keeping an eye on the wildlife. So I kind of got an idea where I might be able to find some turkey eggs. Which, but if you're listening, don't do it. It's totally illegal, right?
Okay.
Let's pretend these were farm
like bald eagle eggs.
Well, I was on a farm and I was feeding the turkeys, so I guess you could call them farm raised.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, farm-raised turkeys, and so I'm looking for some eggs. I see this little pile of brush, and I hear this noise coming, and I was like, oh, that's got to be a little baby turkey hatching, you know, that's got to be what it is.
Sure.
So I come up here, and I got my shotgun handy just in case, because, you know, never know what a baby turkey's going to do to you.
Right.
And so I come up on this pile of brush and kind of poke it with my gun and poke it, and I keep hearing this, and I was like, oh my God, that's the weirdest sound I've ever heard. It's like a very forced, tiny scream, and I'm just like, and yeah, I don't see nothing. I'm looking, I'm kicking and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, like I just got to kick the whole brush pile off, like in one swoop and see what happens. So I kick it as hard as I can, bro. And then all of a sudden, all my reality changed. I'm looking down, and all I see is a freaking otherworldly monster staring back at me. Just screaming.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, what is this? It's got the body of a snake and the face of I don't know what. Its mouth is open like this wide, and it's got two arms. Just,
What was it?
And so I, of course, dropped my gun. I'm looking up like, God, what did I do? Like, how did I call in the apocalypse? You know, like, what is this? Everything shifted. Like, my vision went out. My sound was like, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm like, I have to look again. I have to see what this is. And bro, it was this snake had swallowed this frog.
What?
Up to its chest, and this frog is just screaming for its life, going ah, ah.
What in the world?
When at first sight, like this is like a dragon.
That sounds like some of the creatures Hunter Biden was sleeping with on that those laptop videos.
Bro, I thought I was gonna get an egg sandwich that day. I thought I was gonna get a turkey egg sandwich, and that's what I got. I got a dragon leading in the apocalypse.
That's a terrifying. It
was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I'm gonna have dreams about that. Probably.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
But I was thinking earlier. I was telling Chas that I know this Hunter Biden laptop exists, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this laptop? The laptop from hell, they call it.
We want to get Adsy Mac on the show.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do.
Big time hip hop artist.
But,
neck.
There's horrible things on this laptop. Are you familiar with what's on this laptop?
I have no idea, bro. You're my insider. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me about this laptop, and you gotta tell me what is this? What are these leaks, man? They're changing the world, right?
There's some big ones.
Aren't leaks changing everything?
So I haven't okay. So what happened with this laptop, Dave, is Hunter Biden was high on crack. And he broke his laptop, and he took it to a local laptop repair store in like Maryland or somewhere.
Yeah.
And he forgot it and left it there.
Whoops.
And the policy was like after like 3 months or whatever, it becomes the property of the store, right?
Yeah.
So this owner,
wow,
he looks through it, and it's like filled with videos of Hunter Biden with prostitutes, smoking crack, having very explicit liaisons.
Those videos are worth some money, right?
And what happened, Rudy Giuliani got a hold of the laptop. And it was going to be the October surprise in 2020. But the FBI also had a copy of the laptop. This came out now. But the FBI called YouTube and Facebook and all these companies and said, hey, if you see a story about Hunter having a laptop, that's Russian disinformation. And so they all censored the laptop right before the 2020 election. Like,
sure.
If you tried to send someone a tweet about it or on Facebook, a Facebook message, it would actually block the link.
Sure.
To the New York Post story. It was a New York Post story, and would block the link. But I was telling, and there's all kinds of other stuff about, quid pro quo, Hunter Biden writing these. Hunter Biden was on this gas company board in the Ukraine called Burisma.
Yeah,
and he was making $1 million a year to be on this gas company board. But there's all these emails indicating quid pro quo, hey, Hunter will be on the gas board, and 10% of what you pay Hunter will go to the big guy. Who do you think the big guy would be in that scenario, Dave?
Quid pro quo is on everybody's do not do policy. Every job you ever have.
Right. Yes.
But yet, why does it mean nothing to anybody?
I don't know.
I
think it's Latin for you do this, I'll do this.
Yeah, this for that.
This for that, yeah.
And it's against policy for every company.
Yeah. Unless you're a Biden, and then
that's on your
it's okay.
policy and procedure pamphlet. No quid for, how do you say it?
It's kind of
quid pro quo. No quid. No quid pro quo.
I don't think Trump's no angel, but they haven't really been able to dig up anything really substantial. Where on the Biden side, there's so much substantial stuff, and yet no one's doing anything about it.
Yeah.
There's emails, literal emails. There was another one.
But quid pro quo, isn't that isn't that just kind of a natural? Isn't that just really just the way it works?
I think it comes down to that power thing. That power thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's our senator, Joshua Hawley.
Oh yeah,
tried to put through a bill in the Senate to ban senators from trading stock while they're in office, and Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of Democrats struck it down, of course. But it was crooked because once there was enough votes to strike it down, then all the other senators started voting in favor of it, knowing that it wouldn't pass. So that way they could be like Lindsey Graham and a bunch of other ones were I voted for that.
Oh, it's so goofy. It's so goofy.
But yeah, Hunter wrote off.
I'm glad you're out there fighting for all us sinners, though.
Who? Me?
You, yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know. You had to dip that pen in the ink.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like to know what they're doing, you know? But what else was I thinking of? Oh, yeah, Hunter wrote off on his taxes. He claimed prostitutes as business expenses.
Yeah.
And I heard that he wrote off his drug dealer's hotel room as a business expense as well.
And they are business expenses.
I guess in a way.
When it comes right down to it,
I mean, it's hard to be the president's son. You know, there's certain things that you just have to have provided for you.
You know,
to deal with that.
he's like, well, I'm not gonna not file. See where that train went.
Sure.
I guess I'll just be as honest as I can. Yep. They were with me. I got it on paper.
So I think we're going to do about 10 more minutes, Dave. And then wrap it up.
I got 10
I
more
think
minutes
our wives
in
will
me.
be cool with us wrapping up about 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's still early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so, I mean, while we're talking about Hoda and Jenna,
Okay.
they're the most popular at what we are doing right here.
Oh, they're podcasters?
Yes, one of them is George Bush's daughter, bro.
Jenna Bush?
Yes, Jenna something. It's not Bush anymore. She's taken. And that's the whole thing about the show, man. Both of these girls are taken.
Okay.
It's like, okay, so I got to sit.
Like taken, like abducted?
No. Well, depending on which podcast you watch, bro.
Okay.
There's clones among us. Drones among us.
Andrew Tate type video, maybe.
Men who sit on thrones among us.
Men who sit on thrones amongst us.
That moaning show.
I tell you, those hieroglyphics records have really been making me.
Make it easy.
I heard Andre 3000. That's where I heard of hieroglyphics. He said him and Eminem would sit on the phone and quote hieroglyphics lyrics back and forth to each other.
Oh, really?
And I started listening to them.
That's what me and you do. We quote hieroglyphics with we won't talk about it, but
some Beastie Boys lyrics.
But we have our own little society that quotes hieroglyphics back and forth. No big deal.
Sure. You know what?
The Egyptians had one thing right, that's for sure.
Well, you don't live there anymore. I still, well, in the town at least, but I never thought about that. Where we grew up,
Egypt,
right in the center of the town.
Yeah.
The main building, at one end is an Oddfellows Lodge.
Yeah.
And at the other end is a Masonic Lodge.
I thought you were going to say McDonald's, bro. You did it again. You threw me for a loop.
Well, it happens, It happens. I think this will be a pretty good episode. What are we going to do for episode 2?
Well, we were talking about the leaks. So that was my next question, actually. We went full circle. So the leaks obviously are doing a lot for society, right?
Yeah.
The leaks are really changing a lot of things.
Free Julian Assange.
Free Julian Assange. Free Philip Smith. Free Meek Mill.
Free Gonzalo Lira.
Free Nacho Friday.
Yep.
Can I get some vegan cheese nachos around here? I mean, what about the lactose intolerant people?
What makes cheese vegan?
There can be no cheese part of it. It's
so it probably shouldn't be called cheese.
They should definitely. Well, I don't know. We'll have to look up when we figure out what is power. Then we'll
it's
then
like
we'll
a
dig into what
definition.
is
If we look up
cheese.
cheese in the dictionary,
Because they did throw that at the vegan milk people and was like, you can't call it milk. And they're like, okay, we'll call it malk.
malk.
And that might be a real thing, like where they grind up grains and stuff and mix it with water. And
What do you think about like when they
malky-
call like soy boys because they eat soy?
Ooh, soy boy. Hey,
They
soy
say
boy.
they sneak soy and stuff. Do you think that's a thing?
You call me soy boy, I'll take it.
Okay.
I used to be called Cheeto boy. That was Cheeto boy. That was back in the day, Tyler. That was before. That was before we lived in town, bro.
Okay.
These are the rural days.
Well, you'd have to tell some trailer stories because that's my favorite story. Is your how your dad used to catch snakes and he'd keep them in jars in the trailer on P Highway.
Snake farm.
And then was it your aunt came over once and she's like, "Pal, you can't have snakes around these babies."
Show looks nasty, Snake Farm. Pretty well is. That's a great song. We got to have him on the show. What's your name? Hubbard? Ray Wiley Hubbard?
L. Ron Hubbard.
I think he's
started Scientology.
I think they're kin, but I'm not sure. Ray Wiley Hubbard, we want you on the show, bro. We want you on the show. Also, James, man, we want you on the show.
You know who I'd like
are.
to get on the show is Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin.
Yeah. I'll take a Bitcoin if
I'd like.
anybody's got one.
I don't think he's done an interview yet, so
Okay.
that could be a big get for us as well. Satoshi, if you're out there,
Yeah.
you're probably actually Hal Finney.
We're
Rest
here
in
for
peace. But
live
if
long
you're
and
still
prosper.
alive, you can come on that morning show. We'd love to have you in the
We'd love
morning.
to have anybody on that morning show.
Mm-hmm.
This has been Dave and Tyler's morning show.
Yeah,
It's been great.
I thought it's been good. It's been good.
That's a lot to talk about in the morning.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so George Bush's daughter and this.
Okay.
And then there's this.
And
I
Bill
guess,
Clinton's daughter.
And no, Hoda Kotb. I think she's possibly was just a babysitter for George Bush's daughter. I'm not sure. She seems to be the motherly.
It's a podcast with George Bush's daughter
this is on
and
Channel
her
3,
babysitter.
bro. This is the most famous people at doing it. What
Really?
we do. Besides, I mean, yeah. They're
What are they called? Bubba Hotep?
the morning show. They drink. See, they're a little different. They drink. You got
Okay.
and that's something.
They're day drinkers?
We got yes. So you start drinking.
Okay. That
you-
makes sense that George Bush's daughter is drinking in the morning these
Early in the morning. You got to start drinking. You got
days. It'd
to.
be interesting if it was George Bush's daughter and like an Iraqi refugee had a podcast together.
We take. You got to take little bites of food. Like, this is really good. That's one thing that I always wanted to be able to do. That was an acting goal of mine. Like, you see, Brad Pitt or
We got that's a sketch idea.
George Clooney.
We need to do. You remember those Onion sketches, the morning show? Like, remember how they used to have the Today Show?
You gotta be able to say things cool while there's food in your mouth. That's a very
Al
important.
Roker's good at that.
Really? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Al Roker's good at everything he does.
Al Roker. Oh, I love you, Al.
Everyone loves Al, even people that don't like Al.
We have a local guy here that's like the local Al Roker.
He's a lot like Al
Local
Roker.
Al Roker. His name is Samson.
That's cool.
And he looks like Al Roker, and he's about as popular.
So, Dave, are we going to read the comments?
I ain't got time for
I'm
that,
not.
bro.
I read comments if they give me money.
If you guys have a comment for us,
Yeah.
give us a call. I'm going to put my number out there on YouTube.
I had one
pretty
guy
soon.
on Buy Me a Coffee. I appreciate it. It was actually weird because I was in a live chat of another episode.
Yeah.
And I asked a question, and he found my Buy Me a Coffee and paid me $5 to write
Yeah.
a response. And I read it all, and I was like, sick, dude, thanks.
I have a Cash App, by the way. Do you have Cash
But
App?
you can... no, I don't.
Can
I need to get
advertise
one.
Cash App on
Yeah,
here?
absolutely. Yep.
Hey,
You can
what's our Cash App?
Put it on your YouTube.
Send us some money.
We need to change. We'll change your YouTube handle.
No, it's all a joke. Tyler knows that I've never been one to chase the money.
No, I mean
But
we're in the backyard of Dave's mansion here.
But lately, bro, I'm telling you,
That is a new Corvette.
I've been watching tons of Jimmy Swaggart lately.
My dad loves Jimmy
Oh
Swaggart.
my gosh.
Did you know Jimmy? I think it's Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart and Jerry Lee Lewis are cousins.
Oh, it makes sense.
They're cousins, and I
makes
heard
sense.
Jimmy Swaggart plays piano as good as Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They used to perform as a duo when they were like teenagers.
yeah.
Because Jerry was thinking about going into the ministry. My dad would know all about it. We got to have my dad on an episode, your dad on an episode. Maybe we'll get them both on an episode.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Dun, 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 dun.
I want to have them on. I'm kind of worried they might get us canceled quick, but I'm okay with that. We can edit it out if it gets too crazy. Bleep it out.
Well, we have some big stories coming up, man.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So there's this story that's been told. A lot of people have told it. I think it just hit its 50-year anniversary. This is a big story. We're going to be revealing who flew a Cessna airplane through the St. Louis Arch.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know the answer to
it's
that.
a big reveal.
I don't know the answer to that.
It's a big reveal.
I
They've
do
been trying
know.
to find out. There's been a couple people. This last story, and that was in the St. Louis Post, I think,
Okay.
for the anniversary.
I do.
Was like, yeah, we did follow this one guy that claimed it, and he happened to like live in this across the river in Illinois, and this, and that the story didn't line up.
I do know who cut up his own mother with the samurai sword behind the old the old Casey's General Store.
Oh no!
I think he's in prison. We could go visit him and interview him.
That's not a bad idea.
Or the kid that super glued his own ass to the Walmart toilet seat.
We're saying free a lot of people. Don't free that guy. What do we do with people like that, though?
We could interview Bob Wofford. I doubt he'd do it.
What do we do for
Bob's
people
the one
like
that
that?
found the guy in there. What did we do? I mean, I think he's in the right place. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
it's interesting, you know.
It's a hell of a note to end on.
They're looking into mental health right now, about doing more for mental health to keep people out of prison, because that's something that people don't realize.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you don't get taught that in school. Like,
About-
not to cut your mom up with the samurai sword.
Like,
you don't get taught taxes. You don't get taught that.
Extremely high percentage of people in incarceration are not supposed to be there.
No. No.
A lot of them, you know, showed up to court one day over something small, didn't know what they were doing, signed the wrong piece of paper. Even the person giving them advice told them to sign the wrong piece of paper, knowing that they were like throwing their life away, you know, all these things. And then you got people who are on the autism spectrum that, of course, they were just out one day at Walmart acting different, and they didn't know what to do with them, or you know.
I think we could interview Gary McConnell about some of his prison stories, because he had a guy on death row. His name was Damien.
Yeah.
And every time you'd walk by him, he'd throw feces.
Yeah.
And then he would just scream out what time it was. He'd be like, 3:14 p.m. Like, that's...
Yeah.
And
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
He had
What
a good
else can you
story.
do
I
at
don't want
that
to
point in
step
your
on his
life?
story.
All you can do is throw feces, right?
I don't want to step on Dad's story, but evidently he was doing something interesting with his trays in his cell that made a smell. And anyway, maybe we'll ask Gary about that one day. But,
I'm excited about your book coming out, Raising Gary.
Yeah, Raising Gary.
That's going to be a good one.
The Christian college Jesus couldn't go to. Those have been on the back burner for a while. And I realized I'm kind of like, I don't think Hunter S. Thompson ever wrote a novel, did he? Like, I'm kind of like Hunter. Like, if I wrote a novel, it would be like real life made into fiction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not very good at just like making up stuff that never existed at all.
Yeah, I mean the stuff he wrote was just really wild perspective. It was like his brain was going 100 miles a minute, and he had to make this interesting. And I didn't learn that until I read the book Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail in 1972. Still one of my favorite books I've ever read.
Yeah.
One of the biggest books I've ever read. And
so funny though.
and it's like I got into that book not knowing anything about politics and thinking like, oh man, this is going to be dry and boring and just like everybody else.
That
And
part
it's
when he's
like
in
it
the
got
truck
me
stop,
hooked,
I laughed so hard at that part.
you know?
Many parts in that book. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think when he said when he turned in Fear and Loathing at the Kentucky Derby, he thought his career was over. And then someone from the New York Times or the Washington Post called him and said he made a tremendous contribution to journalism as an art form.
Yeah.
And he said he felt like, and I think it's a great way to end the show, he felt like he'd fallen down an elevator shaft and landed in a pool full of mermaids.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I think me and you are going to do with this podcast.
Yeah.
Because we've
Bring
had
on the mermaids.
so many run-of-the-mill jobs in our life, but our true calling is to be ridiculous on the internet. I think that's really what we were made to do.
Well, if being ridiculous is my
educate
calling, I guess
people,
I found it.
Spirituality, education, ridiculousness.
Goals, man.
That's our trinity.
I would like just the freedom to pursue my creative projects.
Amen.
That's
Well,
all
we're
I
doing
wanna
it right
do.
now on
I'm
wax.
We're not trying to hurt nobody here. you
Amen.
know? We're not trying to start a riot or a war.
Well, yeah, no war. In the war in Ukraine. Bring our troops home. I know they're undercover in some base. They're over there. Anyway, Yeah, let's do that.
Fighting for the cheddar.
Abolish NATO and bring the troops home.
Stay
And,
funny.
Stay funny. We love y'all.
Ozarks on top coming soon.
Ozarks on top.
Raising Gary coming soon.
Amen. We'll have links in the description. Ways you can support us. You can be the first one ever.
You need to send us your ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also do singing telegrams as a side job. If you need to hire somebody to, sing.
We'll write you a song.
Sing your wild aunt happy birthday
Whatever
at the
you
bar, or we're here for you.
100%.
We're here for you, Dave and Tyler.
Give me a hug, Dave.
Yeah,
I love you.
Good.
I love you.
Episode 1, baby.
Turn in. It's down.
We're done. Get out of
Didn't
here.
even have a gender reveal. Tune back in.
Peace. That was great.
That was great. Clap it.
And scene, baby. That's a wrap.